You have been massively lied to. And we need to talk about this, even if you don't want to hear it. Why? Because if you do not know about this, you are losing money. You are being taken advantage of, and you do not want that. Let me give you 5 lies that the gurus of affiliate marketing put out there a lot, and a lot of people, maybe like you and me, believe in them and end up losing money, wasting time, and not having success at all. The first lie is that as a newbie, you can earn $10,000 in 90 days. You might say, hey, sounds amazing, and that's one of the reasons why people believe it. But in reality, it's not that easy. It's an amazing dream, and people believe it because, they paint this amazing picture in your head. And there are many, many examples of people who have done it. But what's the difference? They are not newbies. The problem with this is that you are learning everything if you are a newbie. You don't know how to do certain things. For instance, you don't know how to create a website if you are a complete newbie, if you are coming into the online marketing world and have no idea how things actually work in it. And then you hear about this amazing dream. Oh, I'm going to be earning like $10,000 in 90 days. 90 days is like 3 months. Think about that. As a newbie, you have to learn everything. Let's start with the technical aspect. You have to learn how to create a website, or if you are using one of the already set up places to create websites like High Level, you have to understand how to go in and do all the different things that you can do in the High Level program or OLSP, for instance. So the first weeks of your training, maybe 1 or 2, maybe even 3 weeks, will be used, I'm not going to say wasted, will be used learning the videos, learning how to do the different things that you need to do inside your program that you're using to generate an income. So create a website, how to send emails, how to create emails, how to write emails, how to do marketing. You have to understand how to do marketing. The psychology behind doing marketing is something you need to learn. So if you are a newbie, either you don't know absolutely nothing about this, so you're trying to learn that, which obviously requires time, and at the same time, you are putting into practice what you're learning, which also takes time. Let's say, as an example, you have to create the website, you have to write your copy, and then you have to do everything. Make sense to the people coming to your website and trying to understand what you're saying or trying to understand what you're offering them. On the other hand, if you are thinking about email marketing, you also need to understand how to create that series of emails, an indoctrination email, etc., etc. All these different things that are part of being a marketer. If you don't know them, you have to learn them. And if you have to learn them, that takes time. And after you learn them, you have to put it into practice. And that also takes time. So 90 days, it's going to be kind of hard to get to the point where you are an expert in order to be earning those $10,000 in 1 month. The second lie is that you do not need to do hard work in order to make money online. Why do I say this is a lie? Because if you don't do anything, nothing happens. That's a law of life. You have to do certain actions, and those actions will cause something to happen, and then that will generate an effect. And if you want to make money online, you have to do something in order to cause that effect that will end up producing money in return to you. Does that make sense? They sell you that lie because most of the people on the internet are actually lazy. That's the truth. The even most interesting thing is the fact that the same guru who is telling you that, think about this, that guru that is telling you that you have to do nothing in order to generate an income online, They are creating videos, they are creating websites, they are creating landing pages, they are creating series of emails, etc., etc. And all that is work, even if you use AI, because if you're using AI, you have to do prompts and take a look at all the different results that the AI is producing for you and making sure that it's of quality or not. So that is work. Oh, but I can use a virtual assistant. I can use a person somewhere in a third world country or pay him and her a couple of dollars in order for them to do it for me. You're a newbie. You first have to earn the money in order to be able to do that. So as a newbie, there's no way around it. You have to put in the time and the work. Simple as. Lie number 3. It's very simple. And people believe it. And people dream about it. Because they think, whoa, when that happens, it's related to the previous one. You don't have to do any work. And it's called passive income. You don't have to do absolutely nothing. And money is going to start pouring in without you not even pushing a button. Believe me, that is, my friend, another lie. Why? Because there is nothing in this world that's set up and forget. Let me think about, let's say you buy houses. Let's go in a very completely different direction, because people say, okay, I have houses, I have real estate and I rent it and I don't have to do nothing. It's passive income, but it's not. If something stops working, you have to go and check it. You have to go and repair it. You have to listen to what the people are saying, the complaints that they have, and solve them. If, another example, you invest in the stock market. Yeah, you invested a good amount of money there and it generates an income for you and you don't have to do absolutely nothing. Well, the truth is you do. You have to pay attention to the market, because sometimes you have to take certain actions in order to stop losses to actually completely destroy your investment. And I can find many examples of situations where the idea is you set it up and you do nothing, where in reality you do have to do something in order to make sure that it works all the way you are expecting it to work. It's not just set up and forget. And let's go back to the same thing I've been talking about from the beginning. If you're a newbie, you need to maintain it. You need to put in the work for a while until you get to the point where this amount of maintenance work that is required is small and small and small, but it never gets to the point where you have to do nothing. Simple. You still have to make sure that your websites are running. You still have to make sure that there's some technical issues that are, functioning properly, etc., etc. So, yes, after putting in the work and after having, created a foundation, you can reduce the amount that you have to do in order to generate an income, but still, it's not completely do nothing and wait, especially not at the beginning, not in those first 90 days. Lie number 4. People say, oh, you can earn money without owning a website. You do not need a website. It's simple. The truth is that you do need a website. Let's define first what a website is. It's 2 words put together, a web and a site. So some place on the web where you can go and find a person or certain information or certain product or certain service. So the thing is, a website is just a location on the internet that has an address, a URL that you can go and visit. So just think for a second. What is one of the things that most of the people say when they finish a video? Let's say a short or in Instagram or in TikTok. Isn't it click the link on my bio, right? They say that all the time. And what is that? That might not be a blog, a website, in the traditional way of understanding it, but it's still a website. It's a landing page. If you don't have a website, you don't have a way of capturing people's email addresses, which, if you are trying to make money online, is one of the best ways of actually compounding your presence and your income on the internet, doing actual email marketing. And you need to capture the email addresses. And how would you do that? You need a website. You need a URL address, even if it's just a landing page, a capture page, or your YouTube channel, something like that, that puts your presence on the internet. That's what a website is. And you must have one if you want to do business on the internet. On the other hand, if you're thinking of doing affiliate marketing, some suppliers of products will require from you a website, a URL, so that you can be accepted into their affiliate program. So you do need a website. There's no way around that. If you want to do business on the internet, you need an internet address somehow. And that brings us to lie number 5. The only way to make money online in a big way is by having or by using high-ticket products. The truth is, it is not the only way. In fact, it is a lie, because if you think about it, the best way to make more money is to offer more stuff. And that includes not only a lot of different products, but products in different price ranges. And if you have that, then the probability that people from different backgrounds, different levels of money, will be able to just, if you have like a small price product, they can go, oh, by feeling in the moment, buy something from you. On the other hand, if it's a huge price, over $1,000, then the people have to think a little bit longer. Whoa, can I do that? Or they have to talk to their family members, to their partners, to their parents, or to the kids, or whatever, depending on at the level that they are. They have to actually think more about spending a huge amount of money. However, if you have a product that's middle priced, then they might do that just in impulse. And yes, you do want to present them with value for whatever product they buy from you. But at the same time, if you limit yourself to just high-ticket products, then you might be leaving money on the table. So having talked about all these 5 different lies that you will hear all over the internet from gurus in affiliate marketing that actually want to just get your money, are more interested in offering you shiny objects that you just buy and buy and buy and buy. And in the end, you do not actually end up being successful making money online. So the truth is, it is possible to make money online. It is possible to make a lot of money online, but you do have to work from a foundation that it's really true to the real fundamentals of making business, not only online on the internet, but in the world outside as well. Because these fundamentals are the same and have been the same for years and years and years. And you need to learn them and apply them. And very, very important, be consistent in your application of those principles. If you do that, if you're willing to put in the work and you are consistent enough to keep doing it until you succeed, then the probability that you will do that is much, much higher. If you want to know more about which system can help you do that, I am involved with a system called OLSP, which is about to relaunch really, really soon at the end of this month. And that system not only teaches you the foundations, but it has all kinds of different products at all different price levels that can help you, start making money online. If you want to know more about how to do that, click the link below and I'll contact you in order to help you achieve your goal and dream of making money online. However, I'm not going to promise you that you're going to make $10,000 in 90 days because, as I mentioned before, you might need to learn everything from scratch, and that requires more time. But I'll be with you all the way through your learning process. I'll see you on the other side.